28 hockey teams from across the province are facing off in Paradise. But it's not your typical tournament. The Invitational is run by a board of directors comprised of former members of the Royal Newfoundland Regiment and other volunteers. The aim? To pay tribute to the regiment's rich legacy. Jeremy Eaton is ringside at the Paradise Double Ice Complex, and he is going to join us live. And I understand today is a pretty big day for the regiment.
Yeah, that's right, Heather. We're here at the Paradise Double Ice Complex to take in the Royal Newfoundland Regiment Memorial Hockey Tournament. But nobody wants to hear what I have to say, so I'm joined by a couple of the men who are behind this. Gerard, thanks for joining us, first of all.
Oh, absolutely, thank you.
So one of the questions I've been asked today is, what's the connection between the Royal Newfoundland Regiment and hockey?
Okay, so I mean, like these kids here, young soldiers from the regiment of World War I, were young adults. They were enthusiastic, full of energy, and like anything, they wanted to play hockey. And one of the prides, certainly from that the whole period in World War I, is that it was the esprit de corps and the pride of the regiment when this hockey team suited up and played various Canadian teams and the Canadian Expeditionary Force team and that sort of stuff. That's the connection, really. It's the youth of the day. And those people were young back then, and they were doing the same thing as these hockey players are doing today.
Now, I had the opportunity to talk to a number of hockey players, and they're very excited. But there are a lot of hockey players. So we have, is it 28 teams? Am I correct, John?
Correct, yeah. It's 28 teams. There's 16 boys teams and 12 girls.
What kind of logistical nightmare is it to try to organize that many teams from all around the island?
It's a fair bit of work. It's about a year's work at the end of the day. I mean, not all at once, but it's a fair bit of work getting the teams organized, making sure they're approved under Hockey Newfoundland, picking the teams that take part in the tournament. Obviously, we have more teams than we can take, and we'd love to take more teams. Obviously, we only got so much ice time. But going through the process of qualifying teams is quite the logistics nightmare, to say a little bit, the least. So, yeah.
So we have a number of athletes here today that we spoke to a number of them. We're going to hear from them later on the show, but they have connections to the Royal Newfoundland Regiment. A lot of greats put in there because it was such a long time ago for many. How important is that to the organizing committee to have descendants of the regiment playing here today or this week?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that really is the connection piece that we speak about all the time, that every Newfoundlander down through history has been connected back to the regiment of World War I. I mean, again, like you said, we got many greats in there now, and it's good to see. And we want to build that history piece. We want to show that tradition. We want to make that connection so that the youth of the day were connected to this regiment as long back as World War I.
So this tournament is in its 6th year now, and so that it's mainly just been a boys tournament, but this year you added a female division. Do you want to talk about the reason behind that, John?
Well, we've wanted to add females for a number of years since we started the tournament. Unfortunately, it just hasn't worked out. But this year, when we started with the new organization, is one of the first things we said was, if we're going to do this, we want to include the girls' side of things. And luckily enough, we've been blessed with having 12 great girls hockey teams here, and they get to enjoy it just like the boys.
Now, we're going to wrap up quickly, but I know that this tournament started yesterday. And when does it run? How long does it run for?
So the tournament started yesterday, the 24th, a Monday, and it runs right now till Sunday, with the championship team games slated for Sunday. Girls at 1:30, the boys at 3:30. Great hockey all week long. So we'd invite you to come on down, see some of these players enjoy themselves, and some great hockey.
Now we've got to wrap it up, but I want to give you a quick plug. Also, the opening ceremony's skills competition.
Yeah,
real quick.
The opening ceremony skills competition Thursday starts at 6:30. Great competition in skills side of the house, and there's going to be over 120 soldiers or people involved in the opening ceremony. So come on out and enjoy it.
Perfect. Well, Gerard, John, I appreciate both of your time. Now, as I said, I did talk to a number of players who have connections to the Royal Newfoundland Regiment, and we're going to hear from them later on the show. Reporting live from Paradise, I'm Jeremy Eaton for Here and Now. It is a big week for hockey in Paradise. The 2023 Royal Newfoundland Regiment Memorial High School Hockey Tournament is well underway, and for the first time ever, there's a female division. 16 boys teams and 12 girls teams from across the province are taking part. Our Jeremy Eaton is checking out the on-ice action in Paradise. Jeremy, what are the players saying about all of this? Well, Heather, as everyone knows, many people in this province have a connection to the Royal Newfoundland Regiment, and some of the hockey players in this tournament are no different. Now, earlier today, in between some of the many games that are being played, we had the chance to chat to a number of them about their connection and why this tournament is special to play in. Jessica, what are you and the Ascension Collegiate hockey team doing here in Paradise?
We're playing in the first ever girls Beaumont-Hamel tournament. My great-great-grandfather, Wallace Pike, he fought in the First World War.
And what does it mean to you to be able to play in a tournament that honors people like your great-great-grandfather, Wallace Pike?
I think it means a lot, making my family proud, making him proud. I know he's watching me from up above.
Do you have a family connection to the Royal Newfoundland Regiment?
I do, yes. It's my great-great-uncle, Leonard Snow. He fought in the First World War.
What does it mean to you to be able to play in a tournament that honors somebody that you most likely didn't meet?
Well, it means a lot because in some way it's like I'm making them proud that we're doing something in honor of them.
What does it mean for you to be able to play in a tournament like this?
I guess it just means I can just show that my family has meant a lot to me, and I'm grateful for people who served in the war.
Well, my great-great-grandfather was in the war, so that's my connection to it.
And is there any special significance to you to be able to play in a tournament like this?
It just shows how the women's hockey league's developing in Newfoundland, which is really important, and it's amazing. I just can't really imagine what they had to go through and the conditions and everything. I can't wrap my head around it.
I'm really excited. It's my last tournament for high school hockey, so.
I understand that you have a connection to the Royal Newfoundland Regiment. Do you know anything about that?
I do. It was my great-grandfather, Daniel Linehan. He was in the 59th Regiment.
So as you know, a long time ago, a bunch of people your age, young men your age, left Newfoundland to go off and fight in wars. Now, 100 plus years later, is that hard for you to wrap your head around, that people your age were going off to Europe to fight?
Yeah, it's crazy to think about with the world we live in now compared to back then.
And what are you most looking forward to about this hockey tournament, other than it being your last one?
Playing with my team for the last time, I guess, and being able to honor everyone that fought in the World War for us and everything.
I'm an infantry at the Royal Newfoundland Regiment.
What does that mean for people who don't know?
That means, well, the Royal Newfoundland Regiment is an infantry unit, so basically when most people think about army, they think about infantryers, honestly, but yeah.
So how is it that you can serve at the age of 17?
Actually, with the reserves, you can sign up at 16 with parent permission.
So when did you sign up for the regiment?
The day I turned 16.
Why did you want to do that, JD?
Something to be proud of, it's something bigger than yourself, and I thought, why not?
So that's just some of the players that have connections to the Royal Newfoundland Regiment or the military. Now, according to organizers, about 50 players have connections to both of those, the Royal Newfoundland Regiment or the Canadian military. Now, this tournament just got underway yesterday. It's going to run all week until the championship games on Sunday. Skills competition is on Thursday, and the organizers say if you want to learn more, just hop onto the World Wide Web and check out their website. Reporting live for Here and Now, I'm Jeremy Eaton in Paradise.